Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Chris Davis, and today we are going to do a Dragon Ball Super Chapter 83 review. So, I'm doing this chapter review earlier than I did the last one. The last one wasn't done very timely, so I'm making sure that this chapter review and the Boruto chapter review are going to be done in a more timely manner. Not till like next month, like probably within like the week or like next week. But the point is, I'm doing this chapter review earlier than I did my last one. So for the most part, I liked this chapter. I know there's a couple of things that happen that people aren't gonna like, but I'm gonna tell you what happened, and then I'm gonna give you all my thoughts about not just the chapter, but the two things that happened that people will have trouble with or people don't like. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Dragon Ball Super Chapter 83, really good chapter. It was mainly an action-packed chapter. It was Gas versus Bardock, and the fight was really one-sided. Gas was beating up Bardock the entire time. As soon as Gas released his inner nature and grew the tusk, he was just dominating Bardock, and Bardock was getting like beaten up. And so Monito knows that Bardock is struggling with Gas, so Monito takes the two Cerulean Dragon Balls and he summons the Cerulean Dragon Tarambo, and he wishes that Bardock return to his home planet Vegeta. Tarambo enters Bardock's mind, tells him that he's sending him back, but Bardock refuses because his reason is Saiyans don't run from a fight. He's not leaving until he beats Gas. And then Monito is trying to get him to see reason. Look, you don't stand a chance against Gas. Just save yourself. But Bardock still wants to fight Gas. So the fight continues, and before the fight continues, Monito says, "Okay, if you're gonna stay here, what wish can I make for you?" And Bardock at this point is getting very irritated, and he's like, "Okay, sure, I wish my sons end up thriving." And we'll go back into that part a little bit later because that's one of the controversial parts of this chapter. So the fight continues, and Bardock is still getting beaten up by Gas. Gas even pulls off his tail, saying, "Okay, you don't have your tail. You can't go in your grade 8 form. This is it. This is your limit." And then he's still walloping on Bardock, and he's about to finish Bardock. He makes a spear, hurls it at Bardock, but then Monito shows up, takes it into the shoulder, and then Gas is charging. Then I think Bardock jumps right in front of Monito, covering him, and they both fly off. And then Bardock's by himself, and Monito does like a one-arm deadlift, one-arm chokehold, picking up his whole body with just one arm. And then Gas is teasing him, saying, "You're gonna die without protecting anybody." And Bardock says basically, "That's not gonna happen." And then Bardock hits Gas with a ki blast, and then the fight starts to turn, and Gas is wondering, "Hey, wait, how are you doing this? You don't have your tail, you don't have any other ascended state. How are you beating me right now? You're just low-class Saiyan." And then Bardock tells them Saiyans can grow and increase their power when they're pushing past their limits. And then Bardock's just walloping on Gas, beating him up. And then he finishes him off with that special ki blast that he did to Frieza or he tried to do to Frieza's death ball in the Bardock Father of Goku special. He finishes off Gas with that. And then Elec shows up. He shows up because he saw a little bit of the dragon. Well, he saw the light that the dragon was projecting, so he was heading to that area. And he sees Gas defeated, and he's very disappointed. And he sees Bardock. He's talking to Bardock, saying the Saiyans don't have much time left, and this is really big because Gas said the same thing earlier in the fight, and Bardock's trying to get more answers out of Elec, but Elec says, "No, I'm not going to tell you anything." Shoots him in his bicep, and then Bardock falls over off the cliff, and then Elec shooting multiple shots, making sure he's dead, but Maki calls him and says, "Hey, get back over here, Frieza's coming." And then he flies off with Gas. Monaito goes to Bardock, and he sees that Bardock's alright. He is, and then the chapter ends with it going back to the Scouter, and that's it. Now, overall, really good chapter. I liked it. We're going to address the controversial points in this chapter, and I'll give you my thoughts on them. So, first one, Gas and Elec telling Bardock, or giving Bardock some hint that the Saiyans are on borrowed time and that Frieza's going to kill them. That to people, well, they say that's a retcon, they say that's controversial, and this is really big because, like, if you've been a Dragon Ball fan for a while now, you know, well, if you've been a fan for a long time, you know about the Bardock TV special, Bardock the Father of Goku. And in that special, it showed how the Saiyans were destroyed and everything. And in that movie, Bardock knows that the Saiyans are going to die because of a prophetic dream that some alien implants in him. And that's how he knows that the Saiyans aren't going to survive. But with Dragon Ball Super and everything, Dragon Ball Minus, Akira Toriyama has been changing Bardock, changing his character from the TV special, and people don't like that because the TV special just came out first, and people think that's the original version, and second, people think that it just should stay that way because it was more creative than kind of copying or doing the same as like Superman and Jor-El, like sending your son away from a dying planet to another planet to be a hero. In the original Bardock special, Bardock sent Goku away because he knew that he would become the Super Saiyan that would avenge all the Saiyans from Frieza. At first he didn't care about Goku, but when he got those dreams, then he started caring about Goku. So yeah, I believe that's what happened. It's been a while since I've seen the special, but I believe that's exactly what happened. So people don't like this part in the chapter. Some people don't like it because it's retconning what happened in the Bardock's TV special, which some people don't like. They like that special. Do I like the retcon? I think they could, just for story wise, leave Bardock the way he was. Like, I don't really see the narrative point of changing him. To me, it works. It makes sense. If in the beginning, if they did show us that he sent his son away to help him survive from a dying planet, and he did it for altruistic reasons because he really cared, yes, then I think that would have been okay. But since they showed the TV special, since they showed us that Bardock sent Goku away because of a vision, and that vision showed Goku becoming super powerful, I think they could just leave it like that. I don't see really the point in them like changing it or trying to change it. They could really just keep it the way it was. But if you look at the behind the scenes thing, you look at things behind the scenes. Akira Toriyama didn't make that special, Toei did, and so he's the original creator. That was not his vision, and so he's changing it. Do I like it? I think he could leave it as it is. I don't see why he has to change it, but he's the creator. Second controversial thing, the Monaito making that, well, Bardock making the wish for his sons to thrive. This is super controversial. Probably worse. Yeah, it's worse than Gas and Elect telling Bardock that the Saiyans are gonna die. Because with the wish, people have been speculating now. Okay, so through all of Dragon Ball, did Goku just survive the Red Ribbon Army and Demon King Piccolo because of Torambo, because of the Cerulean Dragon, and it wasn't really all of Goku's training and hard work? Is that why Goku survived? Because the dragon was secretly protecting him, putting a barrier around him to where he couldn't die? Is that the reason why he was able to overcome all those challenges in Dragon Ball? And that's a good question, because when we saw in the manga chapter, Monaito made that wish, or when Bardock said, "I wish my sons end up thriving," we see the dragon disappear and the two balls split up. That's what we see. So it could, that wish was most likely it was made. So did that wish protect them and put a barrier around them the rest of their lives until they were adults, or was it still all the hard work and stuff and determination that helped Goku go through all of Dragon Ball? Raditz, we don't know so much because we don't see him until the very beginning of Dragon Ball Z. But this is just to give you an idea why these two things are so controversial. I wish that it was more clear whether that was the wish that was made, but I guess it was. And probably I'm wishing that they didn't make that wish at all, or at least show that it didn't go through or something. But it's whatever, it's super controversial. Okay, but overall I like the chapter. We've been waiting for so long to figure out how on earth did Bardock defeat Gas, and even in the manga Vegeta's how did Bardock, a low-class warrior, defeat Gas? And now we finally got that answer. I think that the way Bardock won was the most reasonable way. There was no way he was going to do it by transforming, because then you run into the issue of, well, if he turned Super Saiyan, well, why didn't he destroy Frieza? So it was best. The way Bardock defeated Gas was actually the best way. So we'll leave it at that. Alright, that's all we have for today. If you liked what I had to share, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.